Okay, we're going to do 3 minutes on the subject of performance and what's it all about. And we generally recognize that when head coaches are waiting as the deadline is executing, wondering why the wait sometimes feels like it's a long time. And often, of course, sometimes when the game is running, it seems faster than normal, and of course also sometimes it feels like it's dreadfully slow. And how can that be? Well, in most occasions, if it's super slow, it's because there's been some kind of bug in the system and the game isn't running particularly well. But the last deadline, the conference divisional games in season 30, we had a long delay, and that was actually caused by a long-running process. So let's look at the processes that we run. There's 3 stages. First stage is we run the games, and just to give you an example, here's a little bit of a panel that we look at sometimes, and you may or may not be able to see all of this, so I'll try and make it more visible, but there we go. And in the divisional games in Gridiron, California beat the Wildcats, and it started at 10:14 and 31 seconds, finished 10:15, 10 seconds. So you can see that the Broyles Wildcats lost that game in no more than about 40 seconds. So each game runs round about a minute or less. And then what happens is we run the injury processing, and take my word for it, that's, even though it feels really painful, it actually happens quite quickly. And lastly, we run statistics, and it's statistics that is the process that runs longer as the game goes on. So at the beginning we have a little bit of data, and then by week 2 we've got more and more and more and more and more. So as the season goes on and on, the game will in fact take longer and longer. And so how big and why is that? So how big is big? So just to recall, we've got 30 seasons, 14 weeks, 16 games, 150 plays per game, 22 players on the field at the time, and that gets you to about 22 million records. And if the statistics process doesn't optimize its access to that data, it can take a long time. So here's an example of the code that didn't work very well last week, and it took me quite a while to fix that, but that is an example of why sometimes it just takes a long time.